Hello, I would like to introduce the education restriction policy in Yangon, which is in Myanmar, because I'm currently teaching in Deutsch College Yangon as a Mandarin teacher. At the beginning, I would start to introduce a little bit background, and then what is the international education currently in Myanmar, and then move to the politically support and restrictions in this country towards international education. And then I would introduce a little bit more about the Ministry of Education website in Myanmar, which you can have a clear understanding what is the restrictions we have now here in Myanmar. And then the last part, if we have enough time, I would like to introduce a little bit technical issue, like we are facing to have difficulties here when we are trying to teach. For the background of Myanmar, this country has only opened to outer world in 10 years. They are still under government, military government rules. They're still ruled by the military government, so which means that the law and a lot of other parts are not actually very mature for this society. And they actually have a very strong restriction on foreigners working in Myanmar. They only allow very few foreigners to work in this country as university professors. For the international schools in Myanmar, they normally follow two curriculum, which is the British system and American system. And the list of international schools here, we have International School of Myanmar, Myanmar International School, which are two local schools combined with international program. And another one is Yangon International School. Most of the staff who work for American Embassy here will send their kids to Yangon International School. This is the first one, American curriculum school in Yangon. And another one is BSY and then Deutsch College Yangon. And this one is called British School of Yangon. And with Deutsch College, there are two British schools. Network is a Christian missionary school, which also are very popular here. And the most important restriction for me, I feel, working in this country, we have to travel outside of the country every 70 days to be able to maintain our tourist visa and to be able to work in this country. And the first time we come to this country, we have a 70 days working visa, which you have to apply that online by yourself. And every 70 days, the school will arrange you to have a visa run to either travel to Bangkok, Singapore, or some other countries nearby to continue to maintain your visa status here, which is a lot of trouble, which means you have to find another staff to cover 1 or 2 days for your students. Imagine I'm teaching 5.5 hours on most of my teaching days. So, and that substitute teacher might not be Chinese, so there won't be authentic input for them. And another part as an expat staff here is health insurance. Well, Myanmar is not on most of the international insurance here, which means if anything happened to us, if we want to get treatment, we have to travel to Bangkok or Singapore, and that's where most of the international insurance will be covered. So you can obviously see if we have anything happens, and the first thing impact is us, the teacher, and then is our students, who is going to teach them the lessons. Any cover teachers, and for my subjects, not all of them can speak Chinese. And lack of law support for international education, I actually opened the Ministry of Education website here, and I would like to show you sorry, that page was wrong, I guess. Okay. On the Ministry of Education website, the main language is Myanmar, and very few items is written in English. And that's another part which you can see. There isn't any department which is facing for the international schools. And actually, if international schools want to establish one school here in Myanmar, they have to partnership with another local company to be able to run their business here. And any international schools are not allowed to register it under the MOE here, which is another very difficult part for the school to run business here. And the internet is a quite new thing for this country. So our speed, my Wi-Fi is 4 Mbps, it's not even 5. So in school, sometimes the power will be cut off, And even though we have a generator and trying to keep it moving, but still it will influence some part of your teachings. Imagine you're using a Kahoot, and sometimes it might be jacked in the middle of your teaching. So that's really a pain. So in general, the lack of technology and the lack of the human resource support on our visa part, and also and the lack of facility, and the lack of the sports field, and the lack of law support. All of these infect our teaching a lot, actually, when we face our students.